For those of you new to 3D modeling, let's start by defining some terms. Extrude describes the process of taking a two-dimensional profile and making it 3D by giving it some thickness. A simple example of this would be taking a circle and making it into a cylinder. Once you've created a sketch that has the profile or profiles you want to extrude, right-click and select Finish Sketch, or just click the Finish Sketch button. When I do, you can see the sketch tools disappear, and Inventor automatically puts us on the Model tab with all of the feature commands. You can also see the sketch we created over here in the browser. Any sketches that are visible here in the browser and have closed profiles in them can be used for the extrude. The shape of the sketch is not important. As long as it has a closed profile, it can be used to create an extrude. I'll click on the extrude icon to bring up the extrude dialog box. Now, before we worry about any of these settings, the first thing I must do is tell Inventor which profile or profiles I want to extrude. Since the profile button's depressed, all I have to do is hover my pointer over the sketch to see a preview of each profile. I'll select the rectangular profile, and right away, the preview updates to show material being added. With the profile button still pressed, I could click the circular profile to add that as well, but I'll skip that for now. Next, the most obvious control we have here is this distance value that controls the depth of the extrusion. As I make adjustments, notice that the preview continually updates. Currently, the extents option is set to distance. Distance simply means I want to take my profile and extrude it in a single direction using this specified depth. When I adjusted the value for the depth, you may have noticed that the material was being added to the left side of the sketch. I can change that by using this button. I can also use this arrow as a handle to drag the material from one side to the other. As I do this, notice the value of the depth is also changing. These arrows can be helpful when you're working on a design concept. If you don't care about the exact depth, this is a quick and easy way to explore different scenarios. Another very common option is to have Inventor add the material evenly to both sides, using this Symmetric button. When using the Symmetric option, the distance value represents the total depth. Inventor will automatically take care of splitting half to each side. If you have the need to add more material to one side of the sketch than the other, you can activate the Asymmetric option. This allows me to specify a unique depth or even a different end condition for each direction. I'll switch back to using Symmetric and type in the value I want for the total extrusion. There are a couple more options that we'll take a look at in some upcoming lessons, but for now, I want to finish the extrude command. To accept these settings and finish the command, I can either press the green check here, or I can press OK in the dialog box. Take a look at the browser window on the left. Notice the feature Extrusion 1 listed here. This represents the extrude feature I just created. Every feature you create as you build a part is going to be listed here. This is important because this list will give you access to features in case you need to make changes. For example, if I want to change the depth of this extrude, I simply right-click on it here in the browser and select Edit Feature, or as a shortcut, I can simply double-click on the feature here in the browser. These are the settings I use to create the extrude. I can change the depth, click OK, and right away the change takes effect. By clicking the plus sign here, I can also see the sketch that was used to create the extrude. If changes to the sketch are ever required, I can right-click on the sketch and select Edit Sketch. Or, just as you saw a moment ago, I can use a shortcut and simply double-click on the sketch. This takes me right back to the sketch where I can make changes, such as adding or changing dimensions. When I finish the sketch, the changes take effect immediately.